hampvideo.com. This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by...
The government worshippers are eating each other. That's what I thought when I heard the news. Students had been kicked out of a public school in California for wearing, of all things, shirts that had American flags on them. If you think about it, these two groups, the public school bureaucrats and the flag-wearing students, are each supporters of one another. They created each other. The government school teaches the students to be pro-government, then complains when they wear pro-government symbols. By wearing the flags, are expressing a sort of support for the institution that helps restrict them. I guarantee you that California public school gets some sort of federal tax dollars or aid. Another thought, for all you neocons out there who still love the American flag, the tax dollars you send to it, to Washington, are used to suppress these students. You pro-government people who like to wave the American flag a lot and are always singing, "I'm glad to be an American," you're the ones who are paying to attack that flag. It's like hiring a Marine war hero to kill an Army war hero. Whose side are you on? How could sides even be defined in such a conflict? All I can say is it's your tax dollars at work. Personally, I don't really dislike the American flag. I don't think it means much anymore. It used to stand for liberty, and I think for that reason I'm still sort of sympathetic to it. But what I'm really sympathetic to is people's right to wear whatever symbols they choose, and their right not to pay money to this government school that restricted that right. How many more absurd ironies will we see as the government grows till it's in every corner of the country, affecting everything we wear? Probably quite a few. I will say one thing in limited sympathy for the school bureaucrats. They are sort of victims, as well as perpetrators, of the tragedy of the commons effect. No matter how brilliant any of them are, there's no way they could design a set of rules and impose them on hundreds of students in their building and have it be fair to everyone. The only thing that's fair to these kids is letting them not go to that school, letting them be free to go anytime, without anyone having to pay taxes to that school. They should all be able to go to the school of their choice and withhold their property tax from all schools. Of course, maybe I should say their parents should be able to withhold the property tax they send to this school or any school. Taxes should not go to schools. That's the root of the problem. If you want to be free to wear an American flag in a school, you cannot be in favor of tax-funded education. The two are not compatible. Because given enough time, a tax-funded school will restrict everything. Maybe not everything at the same time, but if this is possible, if this is something that could be restricted in a U.S.-backed government school, that means anything can be restricted. There was a case a little bit like this back during the Gulf War, the first Gulf War, where U.S. troops were told to take U.S. symbols off of their uniforms, and some of them, in acts of minor defiance, would have U.S. flags shaved into their heads. Again, when it's a government in operation, eventually it will eat its own. And if you support the U.S. federal government, you're supporting your own destruction, because someday it will come for you. Or one of the institutions it funds will.
Drug warriors don't like hampvideo.com, but you will.
Do not get arrested. Get out of the car, right? Take her pussy.
If it's created by a New Hampshire drug felon, it can't be all bad. Hempvideo.com